Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, October 1st, and I'm here with your daily wisdom shot. First of all, thank you guys so much for all of the comments and shares and likes on my videos. I uploaded a whole bunch of them last night. So I so appreciate that. And the dialogue is just really, I literally live for it because, again, it helps me to know that this is helping you and that I'm not spending time on this for nothing, and that the guidance that I'm receiving is being validated through your experience and through your reaction to it. So I just so appreciate you guys. And even after spending all yesterday evening recording and uploading videos, I am going to do this one this morning. So what I'm getting today for the collective is some really good stuff. Actually, if you look at the photo, almost all of the cards are major arcana, first of all. So that is some heavy, really important, huge portal type energy that's happening here. Only one of the cards came out minor arcana, and then the bottom of the deck was minor arcana, and they are all really, really positive cards. So I am just like pumped for everybody and all the good things that are coming through in everyone's life. The first column is Temperance with the Star. And for me, I'm really feeling like there is a deep and profound healing that has taken place. And I'm getting this in the recent past. So I feel like it's not that we're doing it right now and that we need to do it, but it's like we have experienced it. And definitely don't let that think that you will not have more healing to do. There will continue to be healing coming up. Every time I see people post like, oh, when is this going to be over? Like, don't think of it in those terms, because that just stretches it out and that just sets the expectation that this is going to continue to be a long drawn out process. But just understand that there is healing that takes place throughout your lifetime. But we have really just entered through some gateways that sort of, as we pass through them, the energies are raining down over our own energy and just clearing out a lot of the debris that is unnecessary and transmuting it to positive energies. So everyone is experiencing this in some way. People who are very conscious of it are certainly experiencing it at a higher level, potentially. People who are unconscious of it are still receiving the healing, though, and some of them are still receiving it on a high level, because it just could be that their path is different, and their path to awakening goes in a different order than yours. So everyone is receiving this. The entire collective, I feel, is receiving this right now, that this is not limited to light workers and people who are already in an awakened state. So I feel I'm also getting that if you're not feeling this, if you're not feeling that it is happening at the level that everyone keeps talking about, or this like profound change, etc., don't doubt it, because that just reverses the effects of it. You are receiving it. You just might not be as sensitive to the energies as other people. So while the changes are taking place, you just might not be as consciously aware of it or feel it, because everybody has different gifts and different sensitivities. Yours might not be on the subtle energy level. So that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that you're any less awakened or less, gifted. You're just gifted in a different way. So that's for somebody out there who was just wondering if they're even receiving these energies. Next, I have the Hierophant over the world. And to me, this is like a true closing and changing of our limiting beliefs, and of the beliefs that carried this planet through the age of Pisces. So now that we've entered into the age of Aquarius, there's been a gradual breakdown of the different belief systems that have held all of us in place. a lot of this comes through organized religion. A lot of this comes through Christianity, to be honest. Um, and those are breaking down. It's not that those beliefs, like certain parts of those beliefs, are wrong or anything. In fact, many of them are based upon ideas that have been transmitted through the highest light beings to humanity, but then humanity got a hold of it and imposed certain restrictions on it so that they could maintain power over individuals. So that kind of power is the part of this that's breaking down. The 1%, the small percent that has so much power over the 99% is who is losing power right now. I am getting the feeling of some social unrest, but I definitely don't want to scare people. That is not my MO. I tend to focus on personal empowerment, and when you do that, then there's no fear. There's nothing to worry about in these, because you're in these situations that are coming up, because you are then personally empowered to overcome and override any of the fearful lower vibrational energies that are coming through to be cleared. And that's what it is. It's really that these lower vibrational energies are getting cleared out of the earth, out of you, out of society, out of our energies, and even out of our physical bodies. And this happened for me very physically a year and a half ago, or almost a year and a half ago, when I ended up in the hospital with like these tumors in my abdomen that I didn't even realize I had. Like 2 months before that, I had started channeling the 18th dimensional high vibrational energy that I now use more often than not in my healing work. And that was my first conscious experience with it. Once I began channeling that, I really felt that the impurities, or like the I guess the lower vibrational stuff and cellular material and DNA was being pushed up and out of my body and I was pushed into this like medical crisis, because not only had I not been taking care of myself, but also I had come in contact with this higher vibrational energy, and nothing of a low vibration was able to exist within my body at that point. So I felt that it was really pushed up to the surface. I had to have surgery. Everything is totally fine now, but it was a scary moment, and it was really a wake-up call for me to pay attention to the vibrational signature of my energy field and my body, and to take more high vibrational things into my physical body as opposed to the lower vibrational stuff. Now that has been a struggle for me, because I had a serious sugar addiction. I feel that I've broken it at this point, but up until even just a month ago, that was a serious struggle for me. But the point is, now that I've digressed, that we're all going through those things. So if you're having a health crisis, if you're having an emotional crisis, if you're having a breakdown of different matrix related things in your life, for instance, marriage, jobs, religious crises, like crises of faith, none of these things are the end of your world. These are probably really the beginning of your world. We have the world literally appearing here, which is the end of one cycle and the very beginning of another. And it is with the implication that there's a victory at the end, meaning that you've completed a cycle, you've learned what you needed to learn, you've received the healing and the energies you needed to receive. Now you're embarking upon a brand new cycle. And that new cycle is starting with the sun, which is joy, which is contentment, which is fulfillment of emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. This is enlightenment. It's light shed on all of your anxieties and questions. And you're appearing here as the Nine of Pentacles, which is like this state of this current state of achievement of it's a little bit of a plateau, to be honest. There's still more work to be done to get to the 10, but you're in this place of having achieved and received abundance and abundant healing and abundant self-love. This is also a place of self-sufficiency. So this is important for everyone who is going through a an awakening, because we're called all to sovereignty, so that we're not codependent on anyone or anything. We are not looking outside of ourselves for validation or for emotional support necessarily. While those things are not bad and community is a good thing, it's important to first have sovereignty within yourself. So that means you're not siphoning off energy from your perceived faith. You're not siphoning off energy from your social status. You're not siphoning off energy from your romantic partner. You're not siphoning off energy from what you perceive your labels as your labels in society to be. So you're not like, oh, I'm a surgeon and therefore this is my lot in life. These are my gifts and talents, etc. And that becomes your the way that you define yourself, right? So we're being asked to look outside of those labels right now and really become sovereign individuals at the soul level, outside of what we do, outside of what our physical body is. If we are trapped within physical limitations, we're asked to remain sovereign outside of that. So outside of those limitations, inside who our soul really is. So this is really becoming aware of ourselves on the soul level and achieving this level of self-sufficiency and prosperity on the soul level. So so there's more to go. Like there is then the reaching outside of ourselves into community, into family, into faith communities, to then bring our individual and sovereign selves there to share our gifts with everyone else. And that, I believe, is the essence of our ascension. So becoming one within ourselves and then bringing that to the world and the universe. And that's what we're starting to do now. That's in the near future. That's like what we're stepping into. The underlying energy for today is the Two of Hearts. So to me, that's not only, it's like the Two of Cups. It's not only the pairing of two like-minded or like-hearted individuals, but that's really the unification of those two energies within you. And again, that's where we are now. We're achieving that through the ending of this cycle where we were steeped in the energy of separation. We're now reaching the unity consciousness, and that is allowing us to move forward and bring our gifts forward into the world as whole and sovereign beings. And that then allows us to attract in the things in the physical plane that many people have been focusing on. So this ascension programming is really about the self, but it then attracts in all the things, all the spoils, I guess, of the journey are the partnerships and the abundance that comes through once you have achieved this kind of unity within oneself. And so the oracle cards that I chose for today, the first one is Orphaned, and it came out reversed. And I usually don't read reversals, but I was instructed to leave that reversed, and that is because so many of you who have felt orphaned, who have felt abandonment, and who have abandoned yourselves have reached this Sun and Nine of Pentacles, where you're no longer orphaned. You've accepted yourself as is, and you've accepted the sovereignty of your own being and the strength of your own being and the empowerment of yourself, so that you don't require anybody else's permission or support to be a sovereign being. You've accepted yourself into your own soul family, your own personal soul, and you've integrated that orphaned or all those orphaned pieces of yourself. That doesn't mean there won't be more that come up for healing as we move forward, but so many of you have reached this amazing level of achievement in your soul's journey, and you're no longer orphaned. You are whole and integrated within yourself. And the next card is choose peace. And this is that the message I'm getting with this is that we are still required to operate within the physical plane. We're not here to ascend and leave the planet. We are here to ascend and assist others in ascension. And so while operating in that physical plane, you're going to butt up against energies which don't resonate with you. And therefore, the way through that is to choose peace, is to choose the higher vibration, and to allow those lower vibrations to continue to bounce off of you. Because they exist. And the more people we bring up into the higher vibrational levels, the less of this lower vibrational energy, or the less this lower vibrational energy will be able to attach to individuals who are no longer vibrating there. They're no longer resonating at that level. So you will almost influence those around you to then influence those around them, and it just spreads in that way to bring all the vibrations of everyone in the collective upwards, so that the lower vibrational energies are no longer have anything to grasp onto, and then they simply have to go away because they can't exist in that energy. It's important to acknowledge when those energies are occurring around you so that you can name it and then decide that you are not to accept it. However, I want to caution people, because I see people really getting stuck in the vibration of obsessing over those lower vibrational energies and fearing that they've got an attachment, and fearing that they have something taking advantage of them, or implants or whatever. So it's good to acknowledge that stuff when it comes about, but do not obsess and grab onto it, because that feeds it, that gives it power, that allows it to attach to you more firmly. So again, the key is acknowledge and release. Acknowledge and release immediately. Okay? You guys are doing awesome work. I am so proud of you, and I just really want to hear your feelings, and if you resonate with this at all, to know if I'm picking up on what you're really going through. So thank you so much, you guys, and I'm going to be releasing whatever my October special is going to be, hopefully later today or tomorrow, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.